Hi there, my name is John Hodgson. I'm the art director at Cubicle 7 Entertainment Limited, and I'm here today to have a look at Hobbit Tales. Now, Hobbit Tales is our brand new card game. We make it in collaboration with Sophisticated Games, and it's kind of a spin-off add-on for our One Ring role-playing game. But this, in itself, is a storytelling card game. It's designed by Marco Maggi and Francesco Nepatello. As you can see, it comes in a cute little box there. Let me get my ruler so we can just quickly run through the measurements. So it's 160 millimeters wide by 22 millimeters deep. So a nice little box there. Let me get that in inches for you as well. So just over 6 inches by just under 9 inches. See the artwork there. Let me bring that up nice and close to the camera. So we've got Gandalf looking perhaps a little bit exasperated. He's laughing. There's some hobbits blowing some smoke rings. Up there, looking in the smoke rings, we've got a dragon, and if you look very closely, we've got a little procession of people walking along there. Could it be 12 dwarfs, a hobbit, and a wizard? Perhaps it is. And we've got this border here full of intertwining roots and caves and stalactites and stalagmites. And a forest and mountains and all that good stuff. Waterfall here. There we go. And the back of the box gives you a quick rundown of what kind of game it is. In Hobbit Tales, storytelling card game, players compete to tell the most fantastic story. A narrator uses beautifully illustrated large format cards to form the basis of the tale, with the other players interrupting with monster and hazard cards to disrupt the storyteller and forcing them to think on their feet. Drinks are served, smoke rings are blown, and the best storyteller is cheered by everyone present. Hobbit Tales is a game for 2 to 5 hobbits. Designed by award-winning designers Marco Maggi and Francesco Nepatello, creators of the War of the Ring strategy game and the One Ring role-playing game. Well, that sounds good, doesn't it? So let's open up and see what we get. Now, I should apologise in advance. I have opened this set already because the minute it dropped through my letterbox, I wanted to see how it had all come out. And I was very pleased indeed. So I've put it all back together how it comes out as you open a new one. The only thing is certain parts aren't shrink wrapped, but we'll get to that. So first up, here's your rules booklet. We check the page count on that. That's 16 pages. Backwards to front, we've got using Hobbit Tales with a One Ring RPG. We've got an example of play there. So that's from page 8 to page 13. So that's a really thorough run through of one round of the game, so you really know how to play. And obviously there's all the other rules in there. Not too rules heavy, you know, you can pick this up pretty quick. That's your booklet. We've got, there's our counters there, 1, 2 and 3. We have the green dragon inn logo on the back, 2 and 3 on the front, and they're nice heavy cardstock there. Not much can go wrong with those. You've got your board here. A very simple board. It's just got 5 spaces for cards. It just helps you keep things in order and keep track of the game as you play. A nice piece of artwork watermarked on there. Beautiful borders. There we go. Will we leave that out? Let's put that there. And then inside, now some of this is shifted around because I de-shrink wrapped the cards. Apologies for that. So when you open it, all shrink wrapped, it'll look something like that. It all fits very, very neatly in the box. Now we have coasters, 5 coasters. It's 2 to 5 players. Each player gets one of these Green Dragon Inn coasters. They're nice things. Very, very thick card, these. There's a good 2mm thickness there. They don't bend. Very durable. They're nice little things, aren't they? You get a One Ring feet die. So this is a 12-sided dice. It has numbers 1 to 10, and then it has the Eye of Sauron and a Gandalf rune. And that comes into play in the game. Now I'm not going to explain the rules of the game right now. We're just going to go through what's in the box. I expect we will have the rulebook online as a downloadable file, so you can check that out once that's up. So now these are hazard cards. 2 types of cards in the game. There are hazard cards, and we have adventure cards. Now the adventure cards have a lighter back to them, it's all shiny, and the hazard cards have a more dull, corroded look. And you can tell the difference if they get mixed up. You can just shuffle them into their two piles quite easily. And they are large format cards, as mentioned. On the back of the box, let's get the ruler again. So 70 millimeters, 120 millimeters, so larger than your average collectible card game style card. And each card has a title, a piece of artwork. It's got the different icons there that help you determine what can be played when, and a quote. And the title and the artwork and the quote are what you take inspiration from when telling your tale inspired by these cards. And these smaller icons down the bottom, they're used in the additional rules for the One Ring role-playing game. So they don't figure in the main card game, but they're very useful when you want to use these cards with the role-playing game. So let me get all of these out. Whoops, I'm throwing them everywhere. There we go. Okay, so you can see there's a big bunch of cards there in the adventure deck, and the hazard deck is also a pretty thick wad of cards. Let me check the back of the box. I think it's 115 cards. Let me check the back of the box. I'm not giving you false information. It's 45 adventure cards and 40 hazard cards. Yeah, so 115 cards all in. And these have got some absolutely beautiful artwork on these cards. This one, Forsaken Inn. It's by Andy Hepworth, is one of our artists. I did some of them too. Some of the artwork you might recognise from the One Ring role-playing game. We've revisited some of our favourite pieces for that. Ralph Horsley, he did us some cards. Oh, Jan Pospisil, he did us some too. That's his card, Wandering Company. Jan put so much into these. Let me see if we can make sure we got that in focus. Wandering Company, oh, that's just a beautiful, beautiful illustration. Many Meetings. Strange Fate. Now I won't go through all of these because I could go through all of these and talk about all of the different images. But as you can see, as I just flick through, they're all really evocative, real Middle-earth focused titles and artwork and quotes from the books themselves that help you build a story as you play the game. And also if you choose to use the optional rules, can help you build scenarios for the One Ring. See, here's one that's another one by Jan, Stony Ford. Sorry, get that actually in shot would help. Forgotten Path, this is Andy Hepworth. Andy did some beautiful drawings for the game. I'll just quickly flick through and see if I see any of my favourite pieces. I thought that came out well, that's one of mine. I thought that came out very nicely on a card. And it's lovely having these larger format cards. And we tried to keep everything in the cards to look like this is like a painting laid on a table. You've got a little bit of wood texture from a table there, and there's these parchments. Just something a little bit different than we see in other card games. And all in the One Ring style, so it's very beautiful stuff. There's another Andy Hepworth image there for Hunt. Great stuff. Barrows, Wandering Conjurer, and so on and so on. And then, let's pop those down. We've got our hazard cards, so you've got things like Vampire Bats, Highway Robbers, Murderous Rogues, Bear, that's lovely, isn't it? Look at that. Horseman in the Night, look, that is a great piece of artwork on there. I'm just so excited about how this all came out. It's absolutely beautiful. Because of course we get to see all the files before they go off to print, but seeing it in print is something else again. Jeremy McHugh, another great artist that did some lovely, lovely artwork. Line there. Captured by Orcs. Birds of Ill Omen. A magpie there. And so on. Don't want to show you all the cards, you've got to have something to get excited about when you open your own set. But you can see, so there's a mixture of kind of atmospheric things like Birds of Ill Omen that aren't, necessarily direct enemies attacking. You do have enemies like Orc Chieftain. You also have more abstract kind of states, obstacles and hindrances, like fall of stones, slimy creature, old fat spider, angry spider. It was nice to revisit these. We've seen these in some of the One Ring role-playing game books, but they just work beautifully on cards too. Spider colony, Grey Hawk. Could spend all day going through those. So you're getting those 115 cards there, and yep, like I say, it's a huge wad of cards. Let's pop those back into the box. I was really impressed by how it all fits together in the box as well. This is really cunning. So if you get your 2 decks like that, and you pop your die in the middle, that then leaves room for those coasters to just sit very, very neatly in that space. Counters, and of course there's plenty of space when you've popped your counters out. They'll all sit on top nicely. Board back in, rules back in, and there we go. And that's Hobbit Tales. We'll have to see if we can try and record maybe a little playthrough of the game itself. We'll see what we can arrange. But that's the physical components there for you.